On one side of campus, you have buildings like DC, M3, and SLC. On the opposite end, there are a couple buildings you may not have noticed. Most students don't even ever come to this side of campus. Have you? It's odd since this building was named after the Most Reverend Robert Renison. Robert Renison may have been born in Ireland, but his efforts in Northern America have not gone unnoticed. When looking at this photo, one can only imagine the man he must have been, the acts he must have done, and the endless hours of work he must have put in to have a whole building in his memory of him. Above his white gown lays a black garment that contrasts light and dark. The cross proudly worn around his neck symbolizes how much his religion and beliefs meant to him. His work for the church truly transcends him. The reverend's aura in this photo gives us the sense of poise, power, and perseverance. As he sits on the chair looking into nothingness, one can only wonder what he's thinking. Maybe he's reflecting on his studies, or his writing, or his effect on people in church, or even his family that he cares for so deeply. He may be thinking far beyond that, about the future, about his memories, and his experiences that can lead to greater growth. Renison studied to become priest at the University of Toronto. Being a student at the university, he spent long, sleepless, dark nights at the library working hard to increase his knowledge and develop a better understanding on being a future priest. His bright, bold eyes must have become hollow with heavy, weighted eye bags as he spent endless hours studying at the library. Hardly being able to see awake, his fingers persistently flipping and gliding over pages of readings, his nostrils inhaling the scents of books, and his eyes being covered in the gaze of writings, resembling the life of a student with a strong academic drive. The ambition within him, coupled with his motivation, along with his determination, must have helped him overcome these long nights. The library that we see today at the Renison campus evidently showcases the determination and strong work ethic individuals who spend countless hours at the library share, very similar to Renison's character. Renison was enormously known for his thoughtful, descriptive writing pieces. He published a number of books, one in which that took a big turn and made legacy, known as The Life of Bishop Civilian. His fluency in writing in Cree had him in consideration as an advocate for the members of the First Nation tribes, eventually being known as the Shigos, referring to the good medicine that comes once a year. Aside from his Cree writing, his strong writing style, which led him to write several books, including Canada at War, Wednesday Morning, For Such a Time as This, One Day at a Time, to name a few. Focusing on the specific Cree hymnal, this antique writing written several decades ago, with the special blend of black, liquid ink slithering through the ancient sheets, being embroidered through a left-to-right physical order. Passing through the passages of this hymnal piece, written in Cree, consists of crisp combination of various shapes, letters, and numerals similar to an Egyptian writing. One's eyes will tend to wander with the maze of letters present in each stanza while conveying a powerful message, leading him to eventually becoming affiliated with the University of Waterloo. The cafeteria in the Renison building resembles the Great Hall. It is utilized to bring people together while eating their meals to forge relationships that will last a lifetime. The cafeteria consists of long wooden table chairs that are closely arranged to give students the opportunity to create a bond with their friends. The small conversations that will echo within the walls of the cafeteria, bringing along the loud chewing noises with the aroma of freshly baked meals, making its way to one's nose, allowing individuals to feel like they're just at home. The opportunity of being close to one another will aid in evoking the experience of feeling belonged and comforted. The immense bay windows where the light gleams through, with the nearby podium engraved with the Renison logo, as speakers can make their announcements. This is a similar aspect to the church, as someone in authority makes their speeches standing on the podium. The vermilion-colored medieval bricks scattered along the walls of the cafeteria symbolizes the 20th century atmosphere, very similar to Renison's sensation during the time he made history. Robert Renison has contributed to the public enormously as a metropolitan to bring the community together in many regions, which is why this cafeteria is designed to show the efforts he made to this country. The first thing I notice as I walk in is how well lit the room is from natural light. The light makes it feel warm, cozy, and I feel comfortable in this chapel. The chapel feels more than a place to worship, but emits an inviting aura. The stained glass window on the right uses the natural light and creates this colorful scheme that I can't help but to look at. The high ceiling makes it seem as the sky is above you and God is over watching you. The inviting aura in the chapel helps one feel comfortable in the chapel, making oneself feel more vulnerable and open to speak to God, a priest, or even a friend. Renison was an archbishop, and he probably understood that making the house of God something less scary for people to go to. Renison was an archbishop that created an environment that allowed individuals present at the chapel to feel connected, and this belongs to a similar concept that is present in the chapel at school, making sure students feel safe and maintain a good relationship with one another with the help of God. Renison had 4 siblings, 2 brothers, William and George, and 2 sisters, Julia and May. His family was always at the core for Robert John Renison, as his new beginnings, struggles, and successes all were shared between Renison and his family. Robert Renison started his own family after he married his wife, Elizabeth Bristow, and had 2 sons with her, Robert John Bristol Renison and George Everett Bristol Renison. Furthermore, being a priest and someone who deeply resonated with strong Christianity beliefs and values, Renison tended to maintain close ties with his family, including developing a strong and fun relationship with both his sons. The picture that we see here shows Renison making a gesture by gently smiling at one of his daughter-in-laws while holding his wife on his other arm. Looking at this picture allows us to get a sense of Renison's character around his family, one that is soft, loving, and gentle. His contagious bright smile, endearing eyes, and soft touch that he places on his wife all create a personality of a man who is caring and deeply affectionate towards his family. His tall posture while he stands amid his family displays a man who seems to be extremely proud of not only the legacies he left behind through his work, but more so the deeper and more intricate legacy he left behind through with his family. Renison is radiating in this picture like the beaming sun, which shows the feelings of delightfulness, joy, and content that Renison must have felt while he was surrounded by his family. Everyone smiling in the picture during the conversation that they're sharing helps us to see the light and joy Renison brought to his family through his conversations that must have been filled with wisdom and love. Being a priest and one that held Christianity beliefs on a high pedestal, it is only natural for us to understand Renison's love for his family, as the two are synonymous with each other, allowing Renison to keep both family and his work close to his heart in a harmonious manner. Robert Renison, a student, a family man, a writer, a metropolitan, a man of many titles. He didn't get to witness the birth of Renison, but there are so many things that maintains his presence within the school. As you walk into the entrance, you immediately see his painted portrait. By looking at this picture, you can see the importance he portrays. The library is a representation how hard he worked as a student and a writer. While sitting on those large wooden tables in the cafeteria feels a sense of togetherness and a family vibe. As you admire the beautiful stained glass in the chapel, you feel the sense of importance it holds and can reflect the powerful position that Bishop Renison upheld in the Anglican community. Although Robert Renison wanted to see the school being built before he died, the school was built, but he would feel so much pride about what all its attributes represents. This picture beautifully portrays him glaring over the building as the Renison building reflects onto his picture, showcasing he will always look over the individuals that entered the Renison College.